Hello, family. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing well today. Let's talk about it, family. Tiffany sashayed in the courtroom Thursday with one of her temper tantrums, thinking the judge was going to grant her to be on the supervisor's ballot. But instead, the judge gave Tiffany and her temper tantrum dismissal papers. Yes, he said bye-bye. Bye-bye. This case is dismissed. See, the courts are tired of Tiffany running back and forth up there every week or every month filing bogus lawsuits. That's basically what it was given. Yes, they tired of her. Point blank period. And let's talk about Kamal. Selling the buildings and the properties to people trying to snatch the buildings back after he has sold it to them. Oh, that sounds real familiar, doesn't it, family? Because Tiffany did that to Isom Jr. Let him get the building all fixed up. And then when he fixed it up, ready for his business license, they told Mr. Isom Jr., oh no, the hen said she want that property. And they just snatched it from him. And he's going to court now for that same trifling move that Kamal tried to pull on the people who owns the St. Patrick's building. Yeah, so it's given that Kamal, he give and snatch. Yeah, he a giving snatcher. He'll give you something, then snatch it back. What? Oh, y'all know we got to talk about that. And Stephanie is the new trustee. Wow, how quick the tables turn. And I also want y'all to hear something, and I want y'all to see something regarding Naziah's case as well. So we have a lot of tea up in here today, and y'all get y'all pencils and pens out because you're definitely going to need it to follow what Kamal did. Yes, let's talk about it, family. And I'm shocked I haven't heard more about this, but that's okay because the Knowledge family got it. Yes, we do. So let's all talk about this. And let me get my disclaimer ready, family. Y'all just bear with me for a minute. Y'all already know how it goes. Should have had this ready. But here we go for the ones in the back. This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyrights Acts in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yes, fair use. All rights and credits go directly to its rightful owner. This video is purely for fair use, opinion, and entertainment. Enjoy. And we also want to add that everything in this video is alleged. Yes. Yes. So let's talk about it, family, because Tiffany cannot be on the supervisor's ballot. She can be on there, but she has to have write-ins. And my thing is, before I get to Kamal and what he did with this business, let me say this about Tiffany, because the only way Tiffany can get on the ballot now is if the voters write her in. Tiffany was wrong for filing that bogus lawsuit anyway from the beginning. That's why the judge was like, no. And not only did the judge dismiss it, he said that Tiffany can't do any appeals on this same thing. Like, she can't come back and try to appeal and then come back and try to say something else regarding this situation. No, it's over. Chop, chop, be gone. Okay, now, but my thing is, Tiffany is always starting confusion, chaos, with her dysfunctional rants and temper tantrums all over the village and the township. But people need to be very alert and be aware and watch out for the elderly in your area or the disabled people that's next door to you and things like that. check on the elderly neighbors, check on the assisted living home, check on all that, because Tiffany and her goons are going to most likely try to debo the elderly and the disabled to sign write-ins for her. My opinion. So I just feel that people need to, in the village and in the township, those residents need to keep a close eye on these residents and Tiffany's bingo and all that, because Tiffany is going to try to have those people write in her while she's trying to do her little bingo, or she'll visit a assisted living home, or she'll go to these elderly people home, her and the goon squad, trying to debo them into writing. Some of them most likely will do it on their own, but you have to watch Tiffany, because we know that Tiffany and her goon squad will debo people real quick, and they have no problem with doing it. Elderly too. Yes. And this right here on the screen is a perfect example of how they debo people. We already know how she tried to take the barbershop from Isom Jr. and all. They do stuff like this. This is their forte. So, let's get right on into. So, I just feel like they need to really keep an eye on the elderly, because this right here is unreal. Now, let's go and talk about Kamal. And he's a give and snatcher. He'll give you something, and then he'll snatch it back. Yes, he will. That's his forte. Just like his mud wilding hen that he deals with and go with and all that stuff there. Now, this lady here name is Tiffany Kamal. Okay? Her and her husband are the one that when I did that last video, I let y'all hear Mr. Oderson say that Tiffany, they was in court because Tiffany keep denying the couple their liquor license to operate their new 5-star restaurant in the village. And it comes to find out that Kamal is the one that sold them this building here. Now, I know a lot of people in the village or whatever going to say, oh, we been knew that. Yeah, y'all probably been knew that, but we ain't really hear nobody specifying that, okay? I'm just saying, okay? We didn't hear nobody specifying where that building came from that they bought, okay? It came from Kamal Woods, okay? Now, a lot of people, I know the people in the village and the township and all that probably already knew that Kamal sold these people that building. But it's a lot of people throughout the United States and the world who did not know that. So we are going to discuss it today, and we're going to go into details of why Tiffany didn't want to give them their liquor license. It's because Kamal was throwing a temper tantrum. He's a give and snatch. Yes, Kamal wanted to sell it, which he did. He sold it to this couple for $200,000. And then after the couple gets it all together and ready and looking good or whatever, Kamal wanted to snatch that joker back. Yes. So because they wouldn't fall in line and give Kamal the building back, or this is what it's given. I'm going to let y'all read and see it in a minute. But because Kamal couldn't either get his percentage cut like he want to or with all that, he threw a temper tantrum, and then Tiffany did not give them their liquor license. They was going to stall them out like they always do. They stalling Janetta's house out. They did that for a minute. They stalled Mr. Isom out of his barbershop. So they was going to stall this couple out of their 5-star restaurant. Okay? Now, this is the dealio, folks. Okay? First of all, Tiffany Henyard, this is Tiffany Kamal. Now, Tiffany and Tiffany, which that's going to sound kind of weird. So I'm going to say Tiffany and Miss K, which is Miss Kamal. Tiffany and Miss K were friends. I seen a lot of videos, and if you go back to some of our videos, we have shown where Tiffany and this lady here used to hang pretty tight. They was cutting ribbons together they was breaking ground on another business. And it was this lady, Tiffany Tiffany Henyard, Andrew Holmes. They was all Kamal. They was all cutting ribbons and celebrating these new groundbreaking businesses that they are doing. Okay. Now, in the process, something had to go wrong. Okay, because that was a couple of years ago. That was about 2 years ago or something like that when we saw Tiffany and this lady here hanging pretty tight. Okay, just like Janetta was her friend. And she took tried to take Janetta's house. Okay, but they was hanging pretty tight. Now, then Kamal sells Tiffany Kamal and her husband, who is Patrick Kamal. Kamal sells them the building that they fixed up and made into their restaurant. Okay? But my thing is, where did Kamal get this building from? How did Kamal get this building? Because, see, we noticed, and I will show y'all that too, family, but we noticed that Kamal became the owner of that building around 2022. That's around the time him and the Mudwallin Hen started dating and going together and all that stuff there. And then all of a sudden, Kamal is winding up with a whole lot of properties. So is the other one, DeMarcus. Yeah. So how did Kamal own the animal hospital building? Because that's what it was. It used to be the animal hospital building. And the man who was running that was arrested. This one right here. For not taking care of the animals. And the animals was in bad shape. And some of them was gone, passed away, and things like that. So they put him up under felony charges for being cruel to animals. So that was in 2014, as y'all see. But my thing is, after this man goes to jail, he got felony charges, he can't operate this animal hospital, okay? Now, his name is Mr. Shanghai, was the veterinarian and owner of the Dolton Animal Hospital. The business was shut down in September of 2024 after police found that the animals was treated very badly and in bad condition, and some were gone, passed away. Okay? So after that, that building just sat there from 2014, 15, 16, 17, sat there for a long time. Empty, basically deteriorating. Nobody seemed like they wanted it or anything like that. Then Tiffany becomes mayor. And then after she dates Lavelle Redmond, and that went sour, then she picked up Kamal. And when she picked up Kamal, Kamal picked up a lot of properties. That's what it's giving, okay? Now, and that's why he was so quick to say one time, I heard him outside, he was talking about, I own plenty of properties. I own this, I own that. Yeah, but what you didn't tell us is how. That's what you didn't tell us, Kamal. How did you gain access to all those properties? Yeah, because your clothing store clearly ain't pulling in all that. No, it really wasn't. Then you tried to open up a little restaurant yourself. And it went into the quicksand because you clearly didn't know how to run a restaurant either. You sold those people hamburgers with no fries. Chicken without no flour. That's what it was given. But anyway, family, we want to know, how did Kamal get that property, okay? So, as y'all see here, charges filed against that vet manager who was running that hospital. So, as he was in there, the building just never was sold, nothing like that. So I'm trying to figure out, how did Kamal get his hands on that building? Was that Dolton Village property, or was that this man's property, or was it someone else's property? But my thing is, we know that Tiffany and her goons love to debo people out of their property. So who owned it before it was gave to Kamal? Was that person deboed out of that animal hospital building? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we getting ready to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So, this right here is basically saying the same thing, family, that he was facing felony charges for the things that he did, and it was shut down, okay, in 2014, okay. Didn't nobody get the place until 2022, which is Kamal. Mm-hmm. So, then you'll see it's a statement here, because they were so upset about the animal hospital having to close down because of what this man did. You will see the village of Dolton has long time contract with Dolton Animal Hospital. So the village of Dolton had a long-term contract with this man here who was running the animal hospital. Okay? Then you will see Dart, is somebody who was speaking on this matter, said he would like the Cook County ordinance introduced that would require licensing of those hospitals that have agreements with the municipalities, and have those hospitals to be inspected at least once a year. Okay? So, what he's saying, what is given, is that I don't know if that man who was running the hospital, the animal hospital license was up to date, or he wasn't getting inspections. People wasn't coming to check on the dogs and things like that. Because this here spokesperson is clearly saying that they are asking for Cook County to have an ordinance introduced that would require licensing of those type of animal hospitals, and to make sure that they are inspected at least once a year. Okay? But I did hear in one of the meetings a couple of months ago, Brittany was talking about they are trying to come into appliance with the state, because the state took away the animal shelter and the animal hospital, you know, all the things that's pertaining to animals, that they're supposed to be taking care of animals, that the state got that on hold until the village can come up to par with what the state is requesting for them to have. And I do remember Brittany mentioning that at a board meeting a couple of months ago, saying that they are working on that and they're making progress into doing that so they can get their animal shelter back, animal hospital back, things like that. Okay? Now, I'm just giving y'all the history on this building that Kamal all of a sudden had got access to own it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, as y'all will see, that the address on here for that animal hospital is 15022. Okay? Lincoln Avenue, Dolton. 60419 is the zip code. That is the same address of the St. Patrick's building that the Camaros bought from Kamal. Okay? Now, you will see here the animal shelter is listed as permanently closed. But when they show the animal hospital, they show this little picture right here of the building that Tiffany Camara and her husband Patrick Camara now owns, making it to a restaurant, and they made it into a 5-star restaurant. But y'all will see the address once again, 15022. Okay? Now, this is the building. Okay? But y'all pay close attention because it didn't look like that at first. Okay? And it's right across the street from a gas station, a Shell's gas station. And it's not too far from a Crystal's. If y'all could see, a White Castle. In the Gulf Coast, it's named Crystal's in the Gulf Coast. But up north, they normally call it White Castle, okay? I love both of them. But this is like the White Castle sign, okay? And then you'll see the Shell's gas station, which is like right across the street from this animal shelter / now is the restaurant that the Camaras own now, that they got from Kamal Woods. Okay? Now, so I just want y'all to see that. Pay attention to the Shell sign. You see, this is the Shell gas station. Pay attention to the Shell sign, okay? And I know people who live in the village already know all this. This is for the people around the world who have y'all back but don't know how the things are set up there, okay? So anyway, pay attention to that Shell sign, family. Yeah, okay. Now, that's the St. Patrick's building. That's the St. Patrick's restaurant that just opened. Well, Tiffany holding on to the liquor license, but she was supposed to give them their liquor license this past week. She's supposed to give it to them. The judge ordered her to give it to them, and she said that she was going to give it to them. Have they got it yet? We don't know, but Tiffany is supposed to fork it up, okay? So they can open up and do business. But you will see they building is what? The same as the animal shelter building. 15022 Lincoln Avenue, okay? Now, this is the lawsuit that the couple who owns this 5-star restaurant got it all together and couldn't get their liquor license. So they took Tiffany to court, okay, about it. And they named Tiffany in the village. And that's what Mr. Oderson was talking about, that they had to go to court like the last week due to this matter, because they were suing for a meal because Tiffany won't give them their liquor license, because Tiffany is the liquor license commissioner in the village, okay? Now, check this out. This is the lawsuit. Now, in this lawsuit, family, I want y'all to understand that in this here lawsuit, it had to where when you read it, you had to stroll to the far right to read it. Then you had to stroll over to the far left and read it. You know how you open up a page, but the way the people have it is that some of the words are cut off and you have to stroll over just to finish reading it. Then you have to stroll back over to finish reading it. That's the way this was. And we got so much going on. The Gulf Coast had a lot of snow. We also have Mardi Gras going on. We have all that. I didn't have time to keep on going over and then screenshot that and then go back over and screen. Nah. I'm just going to tell y'all some things. It ain't nothing but about 2-3 words that's going to cut off for y'all. But I'm going to tell y'all basically what it says. Okay? Now, and y'all know y'all trust me. Over here, we don't deal with nothing but paper facts. We don't deal nothing but with facts. We don't do all this conspiracy stuff and all that. We tell what it is with evidence and receipts. Okay? So, as y'all will see, this is the lawsuit. You will see TAK Group Investments. That is Tiffany Camara. Okay? That's the lady who now owns the restaurant that they trying to get liquor license. Okay? Her name is Tiffany Camara. Get that right. You got a Tiffany Camara and then you got a Tiffany Henyard. Okay, and they both was friends, Tiffany and Tiffany. Now, you will see Tiffany AK manager is Tiffany Camara. Camara is a resident of Linwood, Illinois. TAK's principal place of business is 126 East Sibley Boulevard. Now, what it's saying there, that her place of business is 126 East Sibley Boulevard, is because her and her husband, Tiffany Camara, her and her husband, Patrick Camara, they also have a business on 126 East Sibley Boulevard, which is like a beverage store. It has, like, they sell liquor and things like that, like a liquor store, but a beverage store. Let's put it that way, okay? Now, they run that. Then they bought this here other property from Kamal because they wanted to make that into a restaurant, into a nice establishment, okay? But they do also have a beverage store here, 126 East Sibley, okay? Now, you will see here, on September the 26th, 2024, a complaint petition was filed involving a dispute between TAK Group Investments, LLC, and the Village of Dolton, and Tiffany Henyard for mandamus in the District Court of Cook County. Okay? So, when Tiffany wouldn't give them their liquor license, then Tiffany Camara and her husband, Patrick Camara, filed a lawsuit. Okay? There it is. As y'all will see, that's it right there. Okay? Now, hang in there with me. But as y'all will see, it's a TAK Group Investment, LLC is the plaintiff, versus Tiffany Henyard in her capacity as mayor and liquor control commissioner. Okay. Yes. So let's get right on into some of what this lawsuit say. And I'm going to try to go briefly for you guys. Okay. Y'all hang in there with me, family, because I'm trying to get it to where y'all can kind of. Okay. So now y'all will see here that this is the complaint for mandamus, and then it says come to TAK Group Investments, okay, whatever. But then you will say they complained about Tiffany Henyard. TAK is an Illinois listed liability company which was with, and they are approved as a good business by the Illinois Secretary of State in 2020. So in 2020, they was recognized as a good business, okay? A good track record, basically, okay? You'll see here, I'm trying to switch, family, because those letters are so small, and then I have to fill in the end that y'all can't see. So I'm going to do it like this right here. And hopefully y'all can see it. I think y'all can see it. Okay. Now, it says, comes TAK Group Investors, LLC, by what, we already read that. Okay. And then it says, I told y'all about they was approved in 2020. Okay. TAK manager is Tiffany Camara. Camara is a residence, and we already read where she's a residence at. Can y'all see that? I'm hoping y'all can. I'm trying not to. Let me see if y'all can see that. Okay. Y'all bear with me, family. Okay. Then it says, number 2, TAK's manager is Tiffany Camara. Camara is a resident of, they said she's a resident of the Illinois. We read that. Okay. Then it says her principal place of business is 126 East Sibley. We talked about that. That's her other beverage place that she sells out of, and she owns that building as well. and her husband. And it says the business of TAK is to own, lease, and develop real estate. Retail liquor store, also in Dolton. So their business is to own, lease, and to develop real estate. That's what they have been doing throughout the state of Illinois. Okay? Then you will see TAK is the owner of certain real estate locations. Okay? At 15022. The 2 was cut off, like I told y'all. It's that type of document that you got to stroll over and read it, then go back over and read like that. So I'm not doing all that. I just screenshot it and I fill in the blanks, okay? But that's what they're talking about, that she owns that place at 15022, which is that restaurant, okay? That 5-star restaurant that they're opening up, okay? And which consists of the real estate property and the property and a state of the art entertainment area. That's what they're going to have. This building at 15022 is going to be an entertainment area, restaurant. Then it's going to have like the rooftop, like an entertainment thing. They're going to have live music and things like that. Okay, so they describing how that building is going to be, how they're going to do business in that building. Okay, then it says TAK acquired the real estate without a structure and was $200,000 from Kamal Woods. Okay? Yes. Now, I know that $200,000 is cut off. I'll show y'all more proof about that, okay? But the Knowledge family already know that I give nothing but receipts and facts. And if I say something, I don't lie about it, because we always strictly stay with facts. And that's why our integrity is so good. Okay? Always have been for 30-something years while we investigated other things. Okay? So, y'all just have to trust me that that's what the part that's cut off say. But I'm going to prove it to y'all too still. Okay? But anyway, so she acquired this real estate without the structure, meaning that like the inside was all messed up. Then, you know what I'm saying? Like it basically was only slacks on it, wood, you know what I'm saying? But she bought it from him. Now she's trying to say basically, well, this is what is given, that the building was basically raggedy, had no structure, and really wasn't operable until they fixed it up. Okay? So, but they're just saying that they got it. TAK acquired the real estate. Okay? Without a structure, basically, inside structure, whatever, from Kamal Woods for $200,000. Okay? Yes. Now, this is what they were saying in court when they took Tiffany to court to get those liquor license. Okay? Then you will see here, it says, well, can't stretch it out too much. Okay. Then y'all see right there, Kamal Woods reluctantly sold the real estate to TAK, but with the fact that he signed the contract, he went on along with the deal. But he was reluctant to do that deal. Okay? So you'll see it says Kamal Woods reluctantly sold the real estate to TAK, but was reluctant about the transaction. He was weary. He didn't really want to do the transaction because of a contract he signed. Now, it's given that they didn't specify what Kamal was reluctant about or why he was hesitating and wanted to take back the offer of selling that property to the Camaras. Okay? Because that's their last name, Camaras. Remember that. But Kamal, some type of way, started a temper tantrum after he done sold it. He was reluctant to sell it, is what it's saying. But then he sold it. But then when he sold it, he had a problem what was inside of the contract. What was inside of the contract, family? Yeah, It's given about a couple of things. My opinion is that either it wasn't nothing wrong with the contract. It's just that when Kamal sold the Camaras the building for $200,000, that he saw how nice it looked and now he want to renege and do what the hen did to Isom and everybody else. Say, nah, y'all ain't gonna be able to get no license for that spot, and it will leave them people stuck, and then them people will have no way to operate, and then it will starve them out, and then Kamal would take the property back. That's what it's giving. I'm just giving some scenarios here. That could be one thing. Wasn't nothing wrong with the contract. Then it could be that Kamal was offered, or he probably asked for, a percentage of the business profit. And they like, oh no, hell no, we're not doing that. And Kamal is saying, yeah, I'm allowed to want, a certain cut. And then when they showed Kamal the contract, no, you're not. See right here, you sold this business free and clear. We don't have to give you any type of profits from what we gain. And maybe Kamal got upset and started throwing a temper tantrum. And then he demanded that he gets probably a cut out of their business. And they said no. And then Tiffany was saying, well, then y'all ain't gonna get no business, like no business license, no liquor license, no nothing. Okay? That's what it's given. Whatever it was, Kamal is trying to say, he didn't like what was in the contract. You see? He sold it. Woods reluctantly sold the real estate to TAK. But then, doing the transaction of him selling them the building, doing that transaction, he felt weary or something because of the contract he signed. What was the contract he signed? That he waived all rights to the building from here on out after he sold it. That's the way it should be. When you buy something, I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm just saying, see, him, Kamal, and the hen always got something devious and demonic up their sleeve. And so when he signed the contract, he most likely thought that he was going to be a part of something or was going to get a cut of something. But then when they showed him the contract and said, no, once we bought the building, you booted out of everything. And Kamal got upset. This is what it's given. And then after that, Tiffany gave them a hard time about getting their liquor license. They was going to stall them out and then hope that Kamal and that hen can debo that whole building after these people fixed it up. That's what it's given. That's what it's given. But anyway, then y'all will see that it says on information and belief, Kamal Woods is the significant other of Henyard and is believed to have substantial influence over her decisions and capacity as mayor of Dolton and a liquor commissioner for Dolton. I call Cap because, see, people always try to say, and I don't know whose side wrote this in the lawsuit, but this is what the lawsuit has, okay? But my thing is, Kamal don't have no influence on Tiffany. And I hear a lot of people say that. And then I wonder if a lot of people even really sat down to listen to Lavelle Redmond's interview that he had with Investigate Advocate. Lavelle Redmond clearly said, Tiffany was the boss. And that he used to sit at meetings with Tiffany and hear Tiffany tell bold lies. He said he knew they was lies, but he just letting her talk. He said he have seen Tiffany sit up there and cry, boo-hoo crying as if she's telling the truth about something. But he know and Tiffany know that she really lying. But Tiffany put on such an act by fake crying and all that to make the public believe she's telling the truth. But Tiffany was really lying. Lavelle Redmond said that. And he said Tiffany called all the shots. And as healthy and as muscular as Lavelle Redmond was, he said he would have done anything for Tiffany, and Tiffany was the boss. She gave the orders. Now she had a big muscular man like Lavelle standing beside her, and if he was still going with her, a lot of people would think he was behind what she was doing. And he said no, she calls the shots. But he was able to escape all this BS before subpoenas and stuff dropped. And that's when she replaced Lavelle Redmond with Kamal Woods. Yeah. So Tiffany is calling them shots. And I believe I believe Lavelle Redmond. Because he was dating the mud-walling hen, playing with the mud-walling hen, knew everything just about she was doing. And he said she was the boss. And for people to say, oh, well, I think the Delgado firm and I think a lot of these other people are behind Tiffany thing. That furthermore lets me know that these people they haven't followed Tiffany for years and looked up Tiffany for years like we have. Tiffany clearly went over, sold a house that was unlivable, but she let the lady rent the house out anyway, and Tiffany continued to collect government funds, Section 8, as if that house was livable. Then Tiffany had an inspector to lie on a sheet and write down the house is livable for the Section 8. And the lady was in there with mold and struggling and all that stuff in that house. Delgado wasn't behind Tiffany then. Lavelle Redmond wasn't behind Tiffany then. Kamal wasn't behind Tiffany then. Tiffany has always been trifling and made trifling moves and had someone from the village office to fill out that house was livable. So Tiffany can continue to get Section 8. Hundreds and thousands of dollars from Section 8. While a lady and her child suffered inside that house with mold all over it. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to get off the subject, but I just wanted to say about this here statement, that's cap. Kamal ain't influencing nothing. And I don't like Kamal at all. But I have to say what's real. And from looking at Tiffany's behavior way before Kamal, he ain't put her up to this. This is stuff that Tiffany does. She's a Nino Brown, female Nino Brown. She showed y'all the damn outfit and people still ignoring the outfit. Well, I see the Nino Brown outfit she got on. And she also played the song, Bees Better Have My Money. But I still think somebody else is making her do that. What? The girl done sat up there and showed y'all that she's a gangster. She's a female gangster. That's why she bites y'all ass every time. Yes, I feel sorry for some people who don't know the difference between a female gangster that's running stuff they own versus people behind her pushing it. See, Tiffany, when she got that supervisor seat, Delgado and all them was already with Frank Zuccarelli. So when Mr. Zuccarelli passed and Tiffany got that seat, it automatically, almost like she was grandfathered into his folks, his world, Zuccarelli's world. And that's how she had little extra power to do stuff. That's what it's given. But the thing is, when Gonzalez and them just throwed her in that seat, she was thrown in a seat, sitting in a man's seat, that man had a hell of a lot of people behind him, which was Geldado and all them, Galdado, whatever his name is. But that's how that happened. Tiffany didn't come in with Delgado and all them. They was already there. So Tiffany basically like grandfathered in to that world. But she was already running shit. Yes. So don't get it twisted. People kill me with that statement. Anyway, it got me all off topic. So as y'all see, I say cap on that. Then it says, in the spring of 2024, TAK applied for retail liquor license so that they can run their new retail liquor store on the ground floor of 15022 Lincoln Avenue. So in the spring of 2024, they applied for everything. And they wanted the liquor license because at the bottom of their building is going to be like a liquor store, beverage store, things like that. So they wanted their liquor license, and Tiffany and them said no. Why did they say no? Because Kamal is still running a temper tantrum and he's reluctantly mad about selling them the building, or that he sold them the building. So, and he most likely can't debo this couple, or the couple won't cut some type of deal with him and Tiffany and everything else. This is what it's given. And now he basically wants the building back, or going to stall them out so they can get the building back, so that this couple can lose that building and it go back in the hands of Kamal. That's what it's given. And since things ain't go Kamal and Tiffany way, then what they do? Because Tiffany and Kamal, they need a little money right about now, because the village and the township got their foot on them credit cards. And now that couple gave Kamal $200,000 for the building. But that was in, 2022? Hell, it's 2025 now. They done went through that money. Now it seems like Kamal and Tiffany trying to find another way to get money out this couple, and this couple ain't having it. That's basically what it's giving. Okay? That's basically what it's giving. Then you'll see right here that she wanted the couple in the spring 2024, TAK applied for the real estate license, but they couldn't get it. TAK is in the process of developing the real estate over there in the 15022 thing. And it's going to have the liquor store. It's going to operate as a restaurant, a bar, an event space where people can rent the space out to have events and things like that. It's offering a lot, and they can have performers there, and they can stay there while they working and things like that. So it's a very nice place that they got together, and it's going to have a roof deck. Okay, so they put a lot of money into this building. Okay, they gave Kamal $200,000 for it, but it looked like they put about 4 mil into the building to get the building to what it is today. Okay, and it says the area in the building from which the retail liquor store is located, it just needs some drywalls, wiring, and all that stuff will be complete soon. Okay, so that's all they need. Besides, they say right there by the liquor store area that the only thing they got to do is put a drywall and some wiring. Okay, and that should be complete soon. They said that the coolers have been installed, And the shelves has been installed in this place as well for the liquor store. Okay? And then the liquor store will be complete and ready to sell to the public. Okay? As y'all see. So they did a lot of work to it. Y'all will see there that Tiffany A. Henyard is the mayor of Dolton, and Henyard is also the liquor control commissioner and has the right to authorization to give people their liquor license in Dolton, okay, and to liquor store retail places, okay. So it says Cook County Liquor Control Act, Section 6-2, okay. Definitely that when they looked, they said that this place that the Camaras have and built, this restaurant, 5-star restaurant / liquor store on the bottom, they said when they looked, it was in compliance with everything that the city needed or the village needed to pass to get their liquor license, okay? And you would see there was no objections has been raised concerning the liquor applications at all. The real estate is the most significant. Real estate in Dolton that they have, this 15022, that St. Patrick building that's going to have all these good things in it. They said that it will bring in hundreds and thousands of dollars of tax revenue to the village of Dolton. Okay? Say it will be good for the residents. It will be good for the revenue. It's going to be good for everything. Okay? So they are really excited about this thing. So they did say that it's supposed to bring in hundreds and thousands of dollars of tax revenue to the village of Dolton. Okay? Then it says Henyard was initially in favor of the development, and she liked, she was digging it at first. That's why I said something went sour somewhere. But it do say that she initially was in favor of the development, and she was liking everything that they was doing, and it says the real estate was an accomplishment, and that Tiffany Henyard, visit the real estate and had pictures taken of herself. So when they had got the building up and whatever, see, that's what I'm saying, that it had to been after these people got the building looking good that Kamal gonna then say he have a problem with the contract. He have a problem with it. Because if he had a problem with it when he first did it, because it says on there, Kamal was reluctantly to sell the business to the people. Well, if that's the case, then they would have still been mad, and Tiffany wouldn't have been all over their place of business taking pictures because it looks good. She taking pictures of herself, having people take pictures of her because she wants to take pictures in front of this new pretty building. Well, if Kamal had a problem with the contract, Tiffany wouldn't have never been seen taking pictures after these people done got it all together. So that's why it lets me know, my opinion, that something broke out after these people got the building looking good and everything. Now Kamal wants it back. That's how it's looking. He trying to do the give and snatch role. That's exactly what it's giving. So anyway, Tiffany done went over there to them people building. She seen how good it was looking. She went over there to Tiffany, because that's the other lady name who owned the joint, Tiffany Camara. She went over there to Tiffany, had some people with her, probably her photographer, had them taking pictures of her in front of this building as if she's the reason why this building even exists. Okay? That's what it's giving. So, as you see, that Tiffany went taking pictures of herself over there. And then after that, in 2023, plaintiffs received a communication from the housing and building and license place, and the people of the housing and building license place told this couple as well they good to go. And they attached Exhibit 2 is what it's called. They attached that and showed the judge or whoever, like, see, they say that we was in great compliance with everything, not only just the village but with the state. Okay. And then it says, now Henyard has arbitrarily decided to obstruct the development of this building and to prevent it from being open and not give them their liquor license for the store at that spot. Okay? So as y'all see, now Tiffany has a problem and trying to obstruct the development and try to prevent this opening from happening. Now Tiffany is trying to stop that St. Patrick building from opening. And they're using the excuse of Kamal really didn't want to sell them the business anyway, but he sold it to them. But then when we look at the contract he signed, it's something in the contract that Kamal didn't like. So now we want the building back. After it's all set and pretty and done with 6 floors or 5 floors or whatever, looking all nice with a rooftop and all that, all of a sudden Kamal want the mud back. Are you serious right now? They low down. They low down. They low down. They low down. So, as y'all see, specifically, Henyard refuses to execute authorizations for liquor license transfer at a separate license to Henyard Dolton. That's the liquor store. That's that 126 whatever liquor store that they got on another side of town, in the village, but a couple of blocks or whatever away. Now, what these people said that they wanted to do after Tiffany wouldn't give them their liquor license for the St. Patrick building, they wanted to transfer their liquor license from the liquor store that they own up the street or wherever and bring it to the St. Patrick building. That way they'll have liquor license. Tiffany turned that shit down too. She said, nope, y'all ain't doing that either. Y'all ain't transferring no liquor license. Nope, y'all just ain't gonna have no license. Matter of fact, we gonna stop you from getting another license at the liquor store that y'all got. So we gonna stop both businesses. That's what Tiffany and them did. And then it got right here. On information and behalf, the refusal to execute the authorization of the real estate and to transfer the other license are bad faith actions, which it is. Which it is. And the plaintiff said that they are being done, this is being done to them to financially harm the plaintiff, which is financially harm the Camaros. That's why Tiffany is doing this, to financially harm them. The development of the property, they trying to harm the financial state of both business in the attempt to disrupt financing of plaintiff project or force plaintiff out of business. Okay, so that's what Tiffany and them was trying to do. You'll see here it says that they feel like Tiffany is trying to force them out of business for Mr. Woods or to a third party for Woods' benefit, or because Henyard just believe that the couple is being hostile to her because they won't do what her and Kamal want them to do. That's basically what it's saying. Okay? This complaint is being filed to obtain an order and to get authorization so that they can get a new retail liquor license, which is the subject of the TAK real estate thing, and that they was already approved. Okay, and they said that the board had approved them to get their license back in July. Right here, you will see license for the new liquor store at the real estate. Their license was approved by the village board for Dolton on July 19th, 2024 on Exhibit 4. So they sent Exhibit 4, they showed the judge Exhibit 4 and said, look, even the board had a meeting July 19th, 2024, and they approved that we can open this place, get a liquor license and all that, but she's still stopping it. Okay, so that's it. So therefore, the only remaining act to be performed to get this building here executed is for them to get their liquor license, and that's when they went to court this past week, and the judge, Tiffany, told the judge she'll give it to him, the liquor license this week. Did she do it? We don't know. But she's supposed to give it to him. And if she don't, she most likely going to be in some trouble because she was ordered to give it to him. And she said she was going to give it to him. Okay? So that's my thing about that. So, as we know that Kamal is the one who sold that building to the Camaras. Yes, he is. And Kamal is the one that hold on. Okay. And Kamal is the one that said he didn't like something in the contract, and most likely he wanted that building back. That's what he's giving. He's trying to shake them people down. Basically, he tried to shake them down. That's all. I mean, that's basically what it's giving. That he tried to shake these people down. And Tiffany and this lady was real close at one time. Now look, and this is the place that they own. It's like a beverage depot. And I believe Tiffany was taking pictures with them at this spot a couple of years ago and things like that. So they was real tight. But that's that couple's building there. Okay? And we already talked about the address of that. And let's talk about the properties, okay? Because y'all will see right here. I put it like this. Before I talk about this, is that Tiffany and this lady, Tiffany Camara was the mud-wilding hen friend. Then the hen bit her ass, like she always do. That's a trend for the hen. See, Tiffany told y'all that she was a pit bull in a skirt. I say she's a trifling pit bull in a skirt, okay? But it shows that pit bull, trifling pit bull, bit Janetta about her house. She bit Carmen. She bit Dr. Nikita. She bit Stephanie Weedman. She bit the residents. She bit the trustees. And all of her flunkies and goons are next to get bit. Yes. Tiffany is going to throw them in that quicksand so quick when them alphabet boys come. It's going to make everybody in her goon squad head spin. Yes, because she going to turn on them. Yes. And I can't wait to hear the excuse that Kamal has for the FBI about how he getting all these properties and how did he get that animal hospital building. How did he get it? Now it says that Kamal spent the $80,000 buying that animal hospital. I call cap. Could be. My opinion. I just call cap. How did Kamal get that building? Is it any paper trail of showing him spending $80,000 for that building? Is it any type of paper trail? And we ain't talking about no doctored up paper trail, because we know that your girl is the mayor and the supervisor of the township. Yeah, because she clearly doctored up the paperwork to Section A and said that that house was in great condition when the house was unlivable. Was not supposed to be, nobody was even supposed to be living in that house. It was such terrible condition. Yeah, so we want to hear the excuse that Kamal got for the FBI boys about how did he get that property. Yes, how did you get it? Did you debo the previous owner? We just asking a question. It's just a question. It's just a question, but I'm quite sure we can't wait to hear the excuse you got to the alphabet boys. Really can't. Yeah, we really can't wait to hear that. Because Tiffany and her goon squad sure did come up on a whole lot of properties around here. Yes, they did. Now, check out this. Just like we went house hunting for DeMarcus, we gonna go house hunting for Kamal. Yes, ain't nothing wrong with house hunting. It's all public records. House hunting. Yeah, so as y'all will see, that 15022 Lincoln Avenue, that is where the new restaurant is at, okay? That Tiffany wouldn't give the liquor license to, okay? As you will see, it was built in 1953. This $200,000 retail store property located at the 15022 Lincoln Avenue, okay? Just want y'all to see that right there. And then y'all will see down here as well, July 14, 2022. That's when it was for sale. So see, Kamal got the thing in July. He put it up for sale in July for $200,000. And then the Camaros bought it from him, I say around September 2022. So he only had it on the market, July, August, about 2 months. And then the Camaros bought the property for $200,000 from Kamal. Okay? Now, yes. So I just wanted to show y'all that. Y'all see right there. Sold. Okay, so in July 14, 2022, sold. It was sold then for $200,000. View details, map, and all that stuff. So, and one thing it says that he sold it in September, but maybe he sold it in July, but the paperwork didn't go, they didn't get the paperwork and all that stuff done until September. But you'll see here, when you punch in that address, this is what it tries to show you at first. It says 4,100 square feet. Okay, that is the same square footage as the place Kamal sold to the Camaros. Okay, now I don't know if the place used to be a house and then somebody made it into the animal shelter, and then after the animal shelter, Kamal got it, and then Kamal sold it to the Camaros, and then the Camaros making it into a restaurant. Don't know how it went, but what we do know is that when you try to look up that address, it'll try to flip you. It'll try to flip you and show you this here house. Don't know if that property was a house and then they turned it into, like I said, built it into an animal shelter. And then after they built it into the animal shelter, now it's into a restaurant. I don't know, but what we do know is that it does try to flip you and make you think this is the property, but it looks a hell of a lot different from the real property, but it is the same property. How damn confusing is this? I mean, it is confusing. I'm telling you. Now, that's what the building really looks like. You remember I told y'all to pay attention to that Shell sign at the beginning. There go the Shell sign right there. This is the gas station, okay? So that is the spot, okay? And that's where the new St. Patrick restaurant is at, in that same spot there, okay? But anyway, this is the place that Kamal had got his hands on. And this is it, 15022. Used to be an animal shelter, and maybe that was how it looked. Then the person who made it into an animal shelter had it looking better than that. They put some money in it, probably had it looking better than that. Because I did see an animal hospital that looked a little bit better than that. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, this is the original picture of that property that house or that real estate place, okay? Now, you will see right here, that's it, okay? And you will see that it has the lot size and all that things like that, okay? Now, I want y'all to see this right here. Y'all see the house, right? Or y'all see the building, because that's not a house. But like I said, it'll try to show you a house at first, and then, you got to be swift on the draw, and you'll be able to pull the original property, what it looked like, okay? And that's it right there, okay? Now, and you'll see the gas station, the Shell sign up there in the front. And if you look at the St. Patrick's building, you will see that same Shell sign sitting right there. So it's the same spot, okay? Okay, that's the address, 15022 Lincoln Avenue, okay? Stay with me, family, stay with me, okay? You will see it'll say this home is located at 1522, okay? But it's a business, okay? So that's why I said they must have turned this home into a business, okay? Into that animal shelter. But anyway, you will see right there, what does it say, family? Ownership history is TAK Group Investment LLC. We just saw that on the lawsuit. Yes. That's Tiffany Camara. That's the name that was on the lawsuit. So she got it right here. Current owner, November 2022 to present. So she had it since November 2022 to now. Okay? Then notice, y'all will see right up, y'all will see right here, it'll say September 2021 to November 2022. Somebody had it between 2021 to 2022, November 2022, and they sold it to Tiffany Camara. Okay? Who is that? Kamal. There you go right there. Kamal Woods. Y'all see it? Ownership. You see, it's the same house. The same house. 15022. Okay, that's it. Then you will see owner. So these are the people who owned it before Kamal. Who are these people? And did Kamal debo these people? We don't know. How much did Kamal really buy this from these people for? We don't know. Only thing we know is Kamal ended up with it. And then Kamal sold that St. Patrick building or house or animal shelter, whatever. He sold it to them November 2022. Kamal got his hands on it in 2021 to 20, and he kept it until November 2022. This is right about the time he started fooling around with that mud while in here. Yes, it is. This is the same time, because remember, Lavelle Redmond said he would hear Tiffany on the phone talking to Kamal. He just didn't know who Kamal was at that time. He was asking her, who is he? And then Kamal would hear Lavelle Redmond sometime and ask Tiffany over the phone, who in the hell is Lavelle? So she was messing with both of them at the same time. And this is right around the time that Kamal started messing with Tiffany in 2021, and then he winds up with that property. And then in 2022, right here, he sells it to Tiffany Camara. And now, Tiffany won't get him their liquor license to do any business at this place. Wow. 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 Hell of a big difference. Check that out. Hell of a big difference. Hell of a big difference. So, it was an animal hospital. This how it looked, I think, before the animal hospital. Only the people in Dolton, the village, could tell us or whatever. But what I can say, this is the same building originally. Original. Don't come over here talking about, nah, that ain't that bad. Don't come over here with that. I promise I will throw it in the trash can. I'll throw that comment in the trash can just as quick as you can blink your eye. We go by receipts over here. The receipts say, this is it. Just showed y'all who the owners are and who the previous owners were. And that this is the original way that building used to look. Then it turned into an animal hospital. I give a damn how it looked when it was an animal hospital. The point is, it's all the same property and the same building, house, facility, retail store, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. But I do have to say that the Camaras did a hell of a job with this building. Okay? Check it out. They did a hell of a job. But this was original. That was the original. So if people didn't know how it looked, because they said it was built in 1953. Okay? We just read the background on this house, on this real estate, on this AKA building. It got all kind of AKAs, just like the Mud Wildin' Hen and Kamal and DeMarcus. Everybody got about 4, 5, 6 different AKAs. Even the damn property got an AKA. AKA house, AKA warehouse, AKA animal house, AKA restaurant. Yes. That's how it looks now. Amazing. I got to give them their prop for that. That's amazing. That's amazing right there, what they did to it. But let me say this right here, because see, when the Camaros had first got this property and they was making it look good and everything, they was telling everybody around that it's gonna be a nice it's a 5-star restaurant, banquet hall, rooftop venue, and it's gonna bring in about 100 jobs to the village. Okay, great thing. I'm loving that right there. But it's something that I also noticed is that at one time, it's talking about how it's going to bring in jobs. It's going to have the banquet hall. It got the rooftop venue. It's going to have a lot of things. They're going to have, live music venue. They're going to have a lot of things. And I think that's a good thing. Yeah, that's going to bring in some revenue now. If they operate it with great customer service, it would be outstanding. And I think they will. But this is the thing I'm talking about right here. As you will see, the site, because see, this is them talking about this building. This is their article, the Camaras. They had this article wrote down and they was telling what all they're going to bring and everything. They're going to have the live music and everything like that. And they also say right here is that with an initial investment of $3.2 million. And major sacrifice to make it happen. St. Patrick was born, located at 15022 Lincoln Avenue, okay? And it's going to be the 5-star restaurant and all that. And then they also tell you about they're going to have the live music venue. Then they also tell you about how that place used to be previously the home of an animal hospital that was shut down by the state due to bad practices that person was doing, okay? It became overgrown and was vacant for years before the Camaras took interest in it. Things are changing. So the Camaras took interest in it and it belonged to Kamal. And then that's when they made the deal with Kamal, and Kamal sold them that property for $200,000. Okay? Yes. Now, move on. But the thing I wanted to show y'all that the Camara said in this article, that's the wife, Tiffany. She said this, and I know she said this because now that pit bull in the skirt has bitten her in the ass, okay? But this is when she was still friends with Tiffany. See, that's why people have to realize who they snake-a-me's are, okay? Please watch your back. It's somebody probably hanging around y'all right now who is a snake of me, okay? They will be talking to you, hugging on you, laughing and all that stuff, and y'all going out to different places together and all that, and they really got some bad envy for you, jealousy for you, and they trying to find a way to do something demonic to you. Pay attention to the snakemies and the frenemies, okay? But anyway, she was jolly with Tiffany about a year or two ago, and this is what she said. I have to go on record and say that Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard has been very supportive and inviting to this project. That's what Tiffany Camara said. Okay. And then she said it could not happen without her seeing our vision and her support. She went on to say that Henyard has been a cheerleader and is very excited to continue to show the area that under her leadership, Dolton will attract new businesses. Where the new businesses at? See, this when she was hanging around Tiffany. Yeah, that's when she was hanging around Tiffany. That's what she said. Okay? Yeah. Talking about how great Tiffany was. And then Tiffany bit her and wouldn't give her that liquor license. And see, when you know a person is a snake, and I'm not saying that this Miss Camara chick knew. I'm just saying Tiffany been giving some hellified alarm signs for a long time. You know? But the thing is, she bragged on Tiffany. And then when Kamal sold the Camaras, that building, then Kamal saying, nah, I don't like the contract. So now you're going to come back, and there's something within that contract that Kamal wants that they either want to take that building back, do a shakedown on them. And I'm going to let y'all hear the lady say she heard it was a shakedown to take their building from them. What? Yes, that's what Tiffany and them do. Tiffany was smiling in this couple's face. Every time that couple opened up something, Tiffany was smiling in their face. And as soon as her and Kamal got a little desperate for money, yes, because the village and the township has put their foot on them credit cards, all of a sudden, they want to snatch back everything they sold to people. Or they want to block people from opening because they feel like people need to get them a cut. See, that's that gangster stuff. I told you Tiffany was trying to make it New Jack Village. Yes. And Kamal and Tiffany did the malicious tactic by saying y'all won't be opening up and doing no type of business around here, or you give Kamal that building back. What? Okay, so she bragged on Tiffany, and I bet she wrote that in an article. Yeah, because she bragged on Tiffany. And there's a lot of other flunkies around here bragging on Tiffany. And what did Tiffany do? Bite this lady in the boom. And it won't be long for Tiffany bite her flunkies too when she get tired of them. And she gonna bite them goons too when them FBI go to questioning her, because she clearly threw Keith Freeman up under the bus doing one deposition. She told them people, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with all that. That's Keith Freeman. He handled all that. And then when it came out and the transcript came out, I bet Keith was looking at that like, what? No, she didn't. And it wasn't long after that, the FBI boys busting up in there. And then all of a sudden, Keith jumped on the right side. So thank you, Keith Freeman. Yes, thank you. We appreciate that. Keep doing what you do. Keep being on the right side of the fence. Damn, Stan. I still don't trust nothing Stan say or do. Here you go. Listen to her now. Remind you what I just showed y'all in the article. She was praising Tiffany. Listen to what she say now, family. Listen to what she say now. Yes, listen to what she say now about Tiffany and Kamal. Hold on. 217. Stop after. Oh, okay. That's the other one. My bad.
Tiffany's done a lot of work, she and her husband, to get this business going, and they keep getting the runaround. The licenses aren't issued.
Yeah, now that's her lawyer. That's the Tiffany Camara's lawyer talking. Now check it out.
Tiffany's done a lot of work, she and her husband, to get this business going, and they keep getting the runaround. The licenses aren't issued.
Out because it's not open. And what is your reason? The only reason I could see is she's trying to, from what we hear, she was trying to steal the building and shake us down.
Now, what was she said? Yeah, she said the only thing I see is they was trying to steal the building and shake us down. Yes. But we still won't know what was in that contract, lady. That Kamal said that he, it's a problem in that contract that he wanted. Was that it? He wanted the building, or he wanted still to have part ownership of the building, or did he expect to have a certain cut out of the building, or did he just say point blank period, I want my building back after y'all had done build it up? But you basically told us what it was with this statement. Let's hear it again, family, because she basically told us what it was. That Tiffany and Kamal were basically trying to shake them down and take their property. How trifling.
Tiffany's done a lot of work, she and her husband, to get this business going, and they keep getting the runaround. The licenses aren't issued.
Out because it's not open. And what is your reason? The only reason I could see is she's trying to, from what we hear, she was trying to steal the building and shake us down.
She was trying to steal the building and shake us down. Oh, yeah, that's their forte. They did it to Mr. Isom Jr. They did it to a lot of other people. Yeah, they did. That's what they do. So, that's why I said, the way Tiffany turned on Carmen, the way Tiffany turned on this here Tiffany Camara, the way Tiffany the hen turned on Dr. Nikita and all them, I don't know why her goons don't think. Because see, all these people I named was close to Tiffany at one time. Now, Stephanie Weedman really wasn't. She was there when Mr. Zuccarelli was there. And then when Tiffany came in Mr. Zuccarelli's spot, Tiffany called herself firing Miss Stephanie. And we'll talk about that too in a minute, okay? I thought I was going to be able to talk about, Nazia's story. I'm pushing for time. So I'll make sure I talk about her and Shanquilla, because it's an update on Shanquilla's story as well. And then I know by that time Miss Lightfoot report will be out, so I'm gonna just have to jam all of it together in one video in the next video, because there's some things I want y'all to hear about that right there. So please forgive me, those two topics, Nazia's story and Shanquilla's update, I will have to do in the next video, okay? Because I had to show y'all that Kamal is the one that had his hands on that building before this couple got it, who Tiffany won't give them liquor license to. So, anyway, all these people was close to Tiffany, and she bit them. So I don't know why her goons think that she's not going to do it to them. She's going to turn on Kamal too. Yeah, she's going to turn on Kamal. All you got to do is look at Mr. Lavelle Redmond. He said that. Tiffany turned on him real quick. And was lying on him at the same time, saying that she didn't know his background, and she did know his. He said she stood in my face, and I'm listening to her. She's saying she didn't know my background, and she did know my background. She told me, don't worry about it. That's cool. Don't worry about it. He said, but I had to listen to her tell the public that she never knew. Just like he said, he stood there in a board meeting and watched her do a fake cry to convince everybody she was telling the truth, but really him and Tiffany knew that she was lying. And actually, Tiffany brags on lying to her goon squad. We don't hear it, but she brags to them about lying and how the public buys her lies and all that shit. Yeah. But I can tell you right now, Cafe ain't never bought your lies. I rise your bumper round here. Yes. I I care nothing about none of them goons. I really don't. Once I see that you are a tainted, bad, demonic person and you do things to hurt the public and you're hanging with somebody who hurts the public and there's nothing wrong with you doing it, we won't roll with them type people because those type of people will snake a me's in a minute. Yes, they have no heart. No, they don't. I know plenty of good people who has turned to be demonic people. And that's because they feel like the demonic way is the easy way to do. And when you see people like that, you have to distance yourself. Yeah, you have to know when to distance yourself. Yeah. I know a lot of people who act sweet. Tiffany, one of them. Act sweet as hell to the seniors. Don't give a damn about the seniors. Act sweet as hell when she wants something. But is a devil in disguise. Demonic soul. Evil spirit. Yes. There's a lot of people out here like that. Y'all ever know that y'all see some people back in the day that y'all knew that was cool people, but then they turn around and they doing some snakish shit. And you say, oh man, I can't hang with them. No, I can't even hang with them no more because they on a whole nother level. I ain't trying to get caught up. And you distance yourself. And we got to teach that to our children. People will show you a flip-flop ass side and you're still hanging with them. What the heck? What? And then when something tragically happens, oh, damn, I ain't think they would do that to me. How the hell you thought they weren't going to do that to you when you see them doing it for a long ass time? Yeah. Anyway, Tiffany and Kamal and try to shake these people down. That's all they tried to do. Shake them down and steal their business. They were going to do this couple, Camaras, like they did Mr. Isom Jr. Mr. Isom Jr., that barbershop looked at raggedy before he fixed it up. Mr. Isom Jr., and then he had disabled children, trying to make a living for his children, put all his money into that building. That building was raggedy as I don't know what. He fixed it up. It looked nice. He went up there to try to get his license and all that. Tiffany said, nah. Her goons told Isom that, nah, you can't get no business license because the mayor want that property. After he done fixed it up. And that's exactly what is given Kamal and Tiffany was trying to do to this couple here with their St. Patrick restaurant building. They was going to debo them out of there. But they weren't having it. Nah, they weren't having it. Obviously, they wasn't. Anyway, move on. Let me talk about this right quick because Tiffany got a new trustee, Miss Stephanie Weedman. Everybody put some claps in the chat. Put some flowers in the chat for Miss Stephanie. Yes. Congratulations to Miss Stephanie Weedman. Yes. Stephanie Weedman won Mr. Jerry Jones' seat. Yes. And they had a big old electoral meeting and the residents had to vote with they had the little signs up in the air and then they had to hoop and holler and make noise and things like that and Stephanie won it. Yeah. So let's listen to the residents, how the residents sounded when they was trying to vote for Miss Stephanie. Yes. Check it out. Hold on. Where is that? Okay, here you go. Okay. Now, shout out to Miss Vivian Allen. Yes. Shout out to Miss Vivian because I was listening to her and I'm so tired of Tiffany here with this bootleg Farrah Fawcett wig on. Why do Tiffany keep putting on Farrah Fawcett wigs? I'm sorry. Always trying to play somebody else. You want to be Nino Brown 1 minute and Farrah Fawcett the next. I'm so tired of Tiffany and these old bootleg wigs. Lord have mercy. Rest in peace to our Farrah Fawcett too, because she is on and popping. But anyway, look at here. Anyway, Tiffany Henyard news. Then she skipped out. Why use a no-show? Why use a no-show at this meeting? See, that's another thing that tells you that Tiffany throws temper tantrums and she be mad. It don't matter if you're a mayor, how you like the way things go or not. You're supposed to be in attendance. This is an event that is going to put the next trustee in the seat either beside you or next to you. And this is a person that you're going to have to compromise with. So you're supposed to have been there as a supervisor / mayor. But as a supervisor, you were supposed to be there. But you wasn't. That shows the character of Tiffany. Yeah, it does. Anyway, Stephanie won it. And this was the crowd. They were so glad. And shout out to Miss Vivian Allen, like I said, because I was listening to her. You'll hear her come in every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But check it out, okay? Because they was happy. Check it out.
At the same damn time. Well, so.
This photo is for Stephanie Weedman.
It's over. It's over. It's over. Just like Miss Vivian said, it's over. Y'all check out Miss Vivian's channel. It's your favorite survivor, Vivian Allen. Yes. Check out her channel. But yes, you see all that noise they was making and cheering when they said it was time for the vote. They was raising up they signs and stuff for Miss Weedman. I mean, they all was up. They was jumping. They was so glad. I'm gonna tell you right now, you know what all that's just giving me, Tiffany? Basically, they just told Tiffany one thing. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, hen. And don't you bring no mud no more. That's basically what they told Tiffany. Hit the road, Jack. They do not want you, hen. And don't bring no mud to their town no more. Yes, that's basically what they said right there with all that cheering. They want you up out of there, hen. Why won't you get the message? You need to go on and resign. While you telling everybody to resign, you need to resign. All that chair was saying was hit the road, hen. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, hen. And don't you bring no mud no more. That's exactly what they told you. And you always telling somebody else to resign. Why don't you resign? Because that chair clearly say they want you to resign, basically. I'm sorry. Yes. And listen to Stephanie. She going to get sworn in too. Listen at that. They don't want you there, hen. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Yes. Why don't you resign? You old mud wily hen.
I, Stephanie Weedman, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, that I am a legal voter, and resident of Dolton Township, and have been for at least 1 year, that I have not been
Yes, yes. Go ahead on, Miss Stephanie. But let me say this too, family. Isn't it funny how the tables turn? Oh, yes, it is. See, Stephanie Weedman is the same woman that Tiffany fired when Tiffany got put in that seat. And a lot of people forget that Tiffany wasn't voted into that township seat. She was just pushed in there and just appointed the seat by the board, not by the residents. Okay, let's not get that twisted. But anyway, Tiffany fired Miss Stephanie. Soon as she got her stinking rump up in that seat, she fired that lady. Okay? Because that lady, Stephanie, wouldn't follow Tiffany corrupt behavior, and then Tiffany got mad at her. Then Tiffany had her goon police department put Stephanie in jail because Stephanie removed about 4 or 5 flyers off of cars and her own car. And then that old trout mouth told it, Kim. She went in there because Kim is the one that was putting the flyers on people's cars for Tiffany. And then Stephanie saw her, and then Stephanie just removed the flyer off her car and a couple of other resident cars, but the residents asked Stephanie to take it out for them. And she did. Kim Troutmouth ran in there and told the hen, hey, Stephanie out there removing your flyers that I'm putting down on cars. She taking them off and ripping them up. So Tiffany got her police goons to arrest Miss Weedman. And then Stephanie had to bond out of jail over flyers. Tiffany demonic and evil ways always targeted Miss Stephanie because Stephanie wouldn't follow Tiffany corrupt behavior. So even after she fired the lady, she still wanted to put the lady in jail. Then the lady had to bond out of jail over some damn flyers. And Miss Stephanie has a lawsuit against them for falsely arresting her. For no reason. She can take a flyer off her damn car if she want to. And if 2 or 3 residents ask her, hey, get that off mine too, and she do it, why you arrest her? But this just shows Tiffany demonic behavior. Okay? And now the tables have turned. And Tiffany has to sit by Miss Stephanie. The same person she fired. The same person she put in jail. Now Tiffany has to sit beside Miss Stephanie and compromise with Miss Stephanie doing board meetings. Yes. Yes. How quick the tables turn. Tiffany has now lost her demonic powers in the village and the township. See, when you play demonic games, you will eventually wind up in that quicksand, Tiffany. And that's exactly what you're doing, sinking in that quicksand. Yes. Will poop on your face. Yes, because now you got to sit right by Miss Stephanie and do a vote. Some tell me that you don't even want to show up to the meetings no more. Some tell me that you ain't going to even want to show up to the next meeting. Yeah, because things ain't going to go your way. So, some tell me you going to try to pull that stunt about, I've been getting threats, I've been getting harassed, and then can't show nobody no receipts of no type of threats or harassment. You just going to try to say that, just like you did the last time, because you didn't want to attend the meeting and answer questions about Holmes' trifling behavior, allegedly trifling behavior over there in the Vegas. Yes. Yeah, some tell me you're going to try to make up an excuse not to show up. And then, if you do show up, you ain't going to basically get nobody no talk time. You're going to try to dog Carmen, you're going to try to dog Stephanie, you're going to try to dog Gonzalez, you're going to try to dog everybody doing this little funky meeting that you're supposed to have coming up. Yes, but you can talk all you want to because the decision still stands. Stephanie going to be sitting right there in that seat. See, you're going to try to cause a distraction. See, if you don't try to play like you got threats, the reason why you didn't come, then if you do come, you're going to try to spark up some chaos. so that the meeting can't go on. Oh, you gonna try to pick until somebody say something to you, and you gonna want to pick with the residents. That's that yada order, meeting adjourned. Yeah, we already know your tricks, cause your things ain't going your way for real. But anyway, yeah, I'm just say this right here about Naziah, right quick. I just got to get it in. Something in my heart just saying, get it in, get it out. So I'm gonna go ahead on and get through it. But I am going to talk about Shanquilla in the next video, because the DOJs in that Fed Department or Federal Department, whatever, they are trying to throw out the lawsuit. They are trying to throw out the lawsuit, which I had talked about that when I read the transcript to everyone, that the federal had asked for Shanquilla case to be moved up out of the state into the Fed's hands. And I was saying, when we talked about Shanquilla a couple of weeks ago, that that's basically a conflict of interest, because if her mother is suing the Fed's department, then why would she want them to rule on her case if they are the ones she is having a problem with? And I've seen where they have that they are asking for Shanquilla case to be moved out of the state, out of the feds too, and just throw the whole case out because there's not enough evidence. So we'll talk about that as well in the next video, for sure. Okay, now let me just say this about Naziah, because I want y'all to hear something about Naziah, because I have on there 27 hours of a dark plan. And I say 27 hours of a dark plan is because when Naziah was so-called dropped off at school that morning on January the 9th, okay, 2024, when she was dropped off, that was the last time the family saw her, okay? The grandmama and the auntie who she lives with, who the grandmama is a guardian over Naziah. So she says she takes him to school about 7:30 in the morning. So if you add 7:30 in the morning all the way to 7:30 the next morning, that's 24 hours. And then she tried to tell us, the grandmother, that she reported Naziah missing when she took her kids to school. Which then we find out through a detective who was on the stand that call didn't come in to them until about 11 o'clock in the afternoon that day, which is 27 hours. 27 hours for the dark plan to be executed by Jarvis Butts there on the screen. That gave him enough time to get rid of a lot of things, to borrow other people's cars, to try to clean and wipe up and all that stuff. 27 hours? And the mother and the auntie went to sleep when Naziah was missing that day, in peace, and it didn't bother them a damn bit at all. But anyway, so that's why I say the mother and the grandmother and the auntie also did some dark behavior along with Jarvis' dark plan. And it was said that Naziah had a baby bump that you could see. And I'm going to show y'all a picture of that because it do look like she is full in the face, okay? But my thing is, why did the auntie, she had 5 kids by this man, and the grandmother and the auntie allowed this man in and out of that house with these girls, with the kids and all that who was in that house, like 7 kids in that house, and they knew, the aunt knew, that he was a tricycle chaser. Okay? Why would the grandmother wait until the next day to say anything to a law enforcement? Why would the auntie wait before she say anything to law enforcement about Naziah being missing? Because they clearly said on the stand she came home every time after school. Never ran away either. That's a child you should be concerned about. Yeah, you should be concerned about that child, but they wasn't. Okay? So, in my opinion, it almost seems like the grandmother and the auntie let 27 hours pass. That was the last time they seen Naziah, when they took her to school, so-called. And that bus picture, they tell us that Naziah waving was the last picture she took at school or wherever. Then they show us a bus picture that Naziah was sitting on the bus, but if you pay both pictures some attention, which I'll show y'all in the next video, if you put both pictures side by side, Naziah's hairstyle is not the same. Not the same. So then again, I say, who pulling okie doke? Because if that was the last picture Naziah took on her tablet, I'm saying that really doesn't mean that was that day. And it could be that that was that day on January 9th when she disappeared. Before she got out of school, she took that picture with her hands waving. Could be. But that's a totally different hairstyle of Naziah on the bus, that they say Naziah was on the bus and captured a picture of Naziah on the bus. I did not see a time stamp, a day stamp on either picture. But the hairstyles was totally not the same. Anyway. I want y'all to see this, is that when they had that trial, he still put in that not guilty plea, okay? And he's 42 years old, messing with this girl, and he was messing with her when she was like 10, 11, 12, all the way up to the day that she disappeared, and she had just turned 13. But at the same time, it was said that she had that baby bump. And you're going to see her say that in a text message. But I just wanted to show y'all that right there, and said, but is accused of having, in her relationship. Y'all know some words that are a little over, okay? But anyway, she had disappeared on January 9th, 2024. Her body was never found. And that's another thing. People's always saying, oh, without her body, it's gonna be hard to charge her, it's gonna be hard to pin that on him, or it's gonna be hard. No, not when text messages and pings point him with Naziah. And you have witnesses saying, which is his business partner and his sister and the other lady that they bought the Jaguar to her house, that Naziah was last seen with Jarvis Butts. Okay? Yes. And her last text message to Jarvis was, I'll meet you at 3 o'clock. I'm going to let y'all see that too. So just because you don't have a body, there's been plenty of people who has been convicted with a whole lot of evidence. And sometimes not a lot of evidence. It's just a ping of them being in the same. They phone was pinging at the exact same place that person was pinging. There's a lot of people who are in jail right now, even though for deletion, even though the person's body wasn't found. So don't let people play in your face with that one, family. Okay? Yeah. Because I've been hearing a lot of that too. Almost like they trying to tank the case. Everybody, instead of everybody going by facts, paper trail. See, over here, we don't do all that. Oh, well, where the cousin said, where the nephew said, and we don't go by none of that. If it ain't on paper, if it's not used in court, we don't go by that. We go by facts, because once you stay with the facts, you stay with receipts, you stay with paper trail, then you'll always have the story basically right, headed in the right direction of what you say. Okay? That's why our integrity matters over here. Now, you will see that he will have a court hearing, and a calendar conference date was set for March 7th at 9 a.m. A calendar conference allows the legal team the opportunity to discuss trial logics, including motion hearings and motion filing dates, okay? There's a lot of people that saying that his trial going to be March 7th. No, it's not. That's the hearing for the lawyers to come together and figure out how they going to do and discuss trial logics, how they going to set it up, what they going to do. Then you have to pick your jury, and you got to do all that. And then it includes motion hearings and motion filing date, which when they go on the 7th, the judge will say, hey, I want all of these motions turned in to me within a week, within 2 weeks, or whatever. It's basically discussing the logic and how the trial is going to go, when it's going to start, when the jury is going to be picked, and when everything will go forward. Okay? That will be March 7th. March 7th, you'll kind of roughly hear when the judge will say, after they pick a jury and make sure that the people that they pick don't know nothing about the case and all that stuff like that, that judge will then be able to tell everybody kind of what day the trial will start. Okay? Now, Butts has 2 other charges on him for 2 other little girls, okay, which are separate cases. Okay? Wow. Wow. Then you will see down here, it says a family member of a girlfriend, 4-year-old daughter, had reportedly caught, you know what, from his trifling behavior. Meaning that downstairs they had some type of thing going on that he gave a 4-year-old girl. They need to lock him up and throw away the key. And that's why I'm saying he got so many cases pending on him anyway. Then he had a previous case, and he did about 10-15 years and was let out. So when you add all that they are going to bring up in the courtroom during his trial, all those things is going to say he is a danger to society. So he's going to go down regardless of having Naziah's body. Yeah, he's going down regardless. Because he was already done something like that, did time for it. They let him out, and he still persists to do the same thing. Being a tricycle chaser. So yeah, he's going down. Okay, now this is some of the text message, and you could see that Naziah is saying the basement, for him to come on in the basement, and then just crazy, and then he'll say okay, and then you'll see Jarvis Butts say, I'm at your house. Naziah say, damn, we were just there. Then Naziah say, you better not be in my room. Then she tells him, I need another phone. Then she says, I miss you. Then Butts said, I stole your undies. Lord have mercy. But anyway, let me show y'all this one right here. He gonna tell me he ain't gonna get no time. Yeah, he gonna get some. He gonna get some. I mean, you know, that, you ain't no possibility, they ain't got nobody. They don't need none. There's a whole lot of people in jail without a body. Y'all go do your research, please. Anyway, and not y'all knowledge family. I'm just talking about people who just trying to throw that up in the air. You know what I'm saying? it's like no matter what, they want to find something to taint this girl's case. Same thing went on with Shanquilla. People was tainting her damn case, just bringing up all kind of stuff, you know, instead of sticking to facts and logic. But anyway, she says here, Neziah, this is September 26, 2024. Okay, so this is roughly September, October, November, December, January. This is roughly 4 months before she disappeared. She says, Harris is Neziah. Said, bae, you up? Then Neziah put question marks. Then Neziah say, yeah. Then it's something missing in there, because why would she just put yeah? But anyway, but this is the text message that they have from the transcript of the trial that the officer was reading out to everybody. But anyway, it says, Neziah say, my, you know what, haven't came on yet, you know, the woman's cycle. And then it says, Harris, Neziah said, hello, you there? Then he said, what you mean? Then Neziah said, it had not came, right? And then you will see that Jarvis said, since when? Then she said, since I was in the hospital. Now, why was she in the hospital? So I'm just trying to figure that out as well. Why was she in the hospital? But anyway, then he says, Jarvis, that was last month. Then Neziah says, I'm scared. IDK, I don't know what to do. I have to go to the doctor. TM tomorrow. Okay? Then Jarvis said, you said you took a test. Okay? And it was negative. And then Neziah said, I did. It did. And then Butts said, so go get another one. Neziah said, I can't. I had no money. Then Neziah said, you go get one. Then Neziah said, you ain't scared to get the plan B and get a you know what test and bring it later today. Just act like you have to use the bathroom. So, you know, he be in and up and out of that house and all that stuff and be upstairs or wherever with her auntie. And she was saying, you know, just get one. Then act like you got to go to the bathroom, and then she'll probably most likely meet him in the bathroom and grab that test and take the test, okay, to see if she got the bump down there in the stomach. Then Neziah say, please. Then Neziah say, will you do it? And then Neziah say, hello. And then Butts say, okay. Okay? Then you will see January the 9th is the last time they text. Okay? So, evidently, Neziah took that test. And it showed that she most likely was. And that was in September. So if you add September to January, she's about 4 months and starting to show. You can't say that her mother and auntie did not know that that girl was showing, and they knew that that man was messing with that girl and some more kids. Okay? So then you will see on January the 9th, you will see this is the last final text message between Butts and Harris before she went missing. Okay? And this is it. Neziah, don't forget to be there before 3. I will let you know when I'm leaving the school. If you're not there, I'll wait. Then Neziah says, send okay if you see the message so I can delete your number. And then Jarvis say, okay. And that was the last time. But then we do know that she did meet him that day, and she was at the shop because his business partner said it, and she rode with him and the business partner to go take a lady her Jaguar, and the lady house that they went over to take the Jaguar, the lady and her daughter, the one who testified, said that, yeah, Neziah was there with them. Okay? And Jarvis' sister said he saw she saw Naziah that day as well, because she went over there to the shop to have him check her car out because her car was acting funny. So a lot of people saw Naziah with Jarvis and that business partner. Then the business partner, remember, he have some type of ankle monitor or something, and he have to be home at 9. And he said he went home at 8 by 8:45. He took out and left Naziah and Jarvis at the shop. Yeah. This is Naziah, as you can see. And you remember we seen pictures of Naziah very skinny. But if you see here, you can see her face is so puffy. Her face is so puffy, it does look like she had a bump in the stomach. Okay? Yes. Yeah, it really do. It looks totally different. You know, it really do. And the thing is that it was some family members were saying that months before Naziah was missing, it was another family member who has a little girl, that the little girl went over to Naziah and her auntie and her grandmama and all that stuff house, and that Jarvis kind of put his hands on her in a not good way. So the little girl instantly ran to go tell Zaniah's aunt, who Jarvis go with, that man put his hands on me in this type of way. And instead of the auntie doing something about it, about this little girl and her boyfriend doing something to this little girl, they instantly tries to convince the little girl that, nah, that's a lie, no, trying to let everybody else feel like it's a lie. Wow. And that's her auntie. That's a shame. That's a shame. Now, I just wanted to show y'all this right here. Now, I don't know if a lot of people know, but the auntie that was going with Jarvis right here, who Naziah stayed in the house with her and her grandmother, that's Naziah's grandmother, the one who was on the stand acting like that she couldn't see Jarvis when we clearly know that she could. And then, but anyway, they twins. The one that was going with Jarvis, Shannon, has a twin sister, which is this one right here. And that's the mother, the grandmother, Naziah's grandmother, who Naziah was living with, who had custody and guardian over Naziah. Okay, so I just wanted y'all to check it out. That's them again, the two twins. This is Shannon, the one Jarvis was going with, who Jarvis told that he was a tricycle chaser, and she still let Jarvis up in the house. Her and Jarvis had 5 kids together, and she let Jarvis in and out that house with all those kids, knowing he's a tricycle chaser. And the mother did too. This is the grandmother of Naziah, and she knew it. This is the twin of Shannon. Okay? That's the twin of Shannon. Okay? So y'all can see that. Let me show y'all this right here, because I'm just tripping how the grandmother, and y'all can see this little snooty look that the grandmother had in the courtroom. I was kind of tripping off of that too, because she had a real stank attitude in the courtroom, as if she was still trying to protect Jarvis the whole time. Okay? Now, a lot of people wanted to know about Naziah's father. Her mother was a street type. Had a street problem, okay? That's that street snow, okay? And so she wasn't capable of taking care of Naziah. And he said he was married, and that him and Naziah's mother worked together. And one day they just happened to get it on. Okay, and he said, I don't know if something was going on at home with my marriage or what was going on. That's kind of an excuse to me. It don't matter what's going on, you still don't supposed to cheat on your wife, and the wife ain't supposed to cheat on the husband. But I'm saying that this is what he said, that him and Naziah's mother worked together. And as you see this style right here that Naziah has, That is not the hairstyle that they showed us that Naziah was on the bus. It's supposed to have been, they say Naziah took this picture in school the same day. And then they showed us her supposed to be on the bus, headed home, school bus. And they showed us that picture. That hairstyle was in a poof ball. It was not in a braided poof ball. See, this is like her hair was braided and then they rolled it up into a ball. In the bus picture, looked like she got puff balls. Like frizzy hair, like her hair is not braided. Here, you clearly see her hair is braided all over. Anyway, her father said that he messed around with Naziah's mother because they used to work together. And then, by him being married, he didn't want to tell his wife that he had another child on the outside of the marriage. So him and Naziah's mother agreed to give custody to Naziah's grandmother. And so he said that he put himself on child support. And he said when he put himself on child support, the papers and stuff came to his house and his wife saw it. And that's when he had to tell his wife about he had an outside child. Okay? And it was between that point from 8 years down the line, he said he had been trying to find Naziah. And every time he would ask her grandmother or her family, where is she? Nobody would tell him. They kept asking because he said that when he went to the house that her grandmother used to stay at back in the day, they had done moved. And nobody would tell him where they moved at. And you know, Detroit is a big place. And he said nobody would tell him where Naziah was. And that he was looking for Naziah for 8 years and could not find her. Okay? But, you know, I say that if a man is on child support, like he said he put himself on child support, once he went a couple of years and did not see her or couldn't find her or had no word of her or nothing like that, and the family wouldn't tell him where she was, he had a right then to go back to the court and say, hey, y'all keep taking this money out my check for a child I can't see. I don't know if they still here. I don't know what's going on. So before y'all take another dime out my check, somebody at least from y'all branch, human resources or somewhere, need to just at least go get her, bring her in this courtroom and just let me put my eyes on her and let me see where she at and let me see she okay. A man has a right to do that. Some men probably don't know they have the right to do that, and some men don't care to do that. Okay? So I'm just saying. Now, so that's when he said that he didn't know where Naziah was for 8 years and he was looking for her for 8 years. Now, listen to what he said when he found out she was missing. This is when it first happened.
And Miss Davis, I want to ask you about someone by the name of Jarvis Butts. Do you know that?
Okay, hold on. That's going to where is her father's? Oh, okay. 920.
To your daughter's school. I said, my daughter's school. I said, I don't even know what school she go to. I said, I've been looking for her. And they looked at each other, and I was like, what's going on? They said, your daughter's missing.
A lie. But if you get that phone call,
that's why I'm getting back in the ministry. The last time you been up to your daughter's school, I said, my daughter's school. I said, I don't even know what school she go to. I said, I've been looking for her. And they looked at each other, and I was like, what's going on? They said, your daughter's missing.
Okay. So he said they told him, listen to this.
And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. You know, what's done in the dark, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. You can't do this. You can't do this, man.
You talking about Jarvis, you know, because he said that Naziah has a brother that ran away from the grandmother because things was stanky over there. And after the police found the dad and asked him when the last time he seen Naziah or whatever, and he's like, I ain't even know. I mean, I ain't seen her in like 8 years. And then he was saying something they were saying about a school, and he said, hell, I don't even know what school she go to. Been trying to find her for 8 years. So her father had a heart condition, and he passed away. He passed away, I say, Naziah was missing January 9th, 2024. I say about 3 or 4 months later, her father passed. So her father didn't get to see last week or week before last, about 2 weeks ago when the little preliminary hearing was going on, he was already passed. He had a heart condition, waiting on a heart, didn't get the heart, and he passed away. But anyway, that was about her father, and that's where her father was, because a lot of people say, well, where's her father? Everybody knew that her mother had a condition, the reason why the grandmother had her, but it was also the father who was married, went outside the marriage, had Naziah, then him and Naziah's mother agreed to give custody to Naziah's grandmother, give Naziah to the grandmother, and then this happens. Yeah. And, you know, it's just so sad about the whole thing, but I'm still trying to figure out why haven't the Detroit police charged the grandmother and auntie for neglect. Because they clearly neglected this girl. The auntie clearly bought a tricycle chaser inside that home and knew he was a tricycle chaser. And then when Naziah come up missing, all of a sudden, you know, they don't report it. Then y'all seen that Naziah text message about her having that bump in her stomach. And I believe that Jarvis told the auntie, like, hey, she said she pregnant, you know, this, that. And now they trying to figure out a way, because Jarvis was supposed to turn himself in the same day Naziah disappeared. He's supposed to turn himself in to an unrelated case with guns or something like that. He's supposed to turn himself in. Okay, think about it. If he had turned himself in, he was probably thinking this too. And Naziah auntie, who he go with, probably had a discussion about it. This is just my opinion, because, hey, they did wait a whole 24 hours before they even called, even notified the school or police that the girl was missing, even though she didn't have a habit of being missing. So something just stinks to high sky, smells like skunk meat all through that grandmama house and the auntie. Okay? So anyway, just think about it. He knew January the 9th he's supposed to turn himself in. And on them gun charges. And by him being already in the system for disobeying the system, that they might withhold him. And then it was said that he heard that they was going to hold him for 10 months. If they had held him for 10 months, Naziah would have had that child. And then it would have linked back to him. And she's a child. So that means he was messing with this girl while she was a child. And so while he's in jail, he would never get out. Now, he only was supposed to do 10 months. But if this girl mess around, this little child, have a kid, and it's his, they not going to let him out, period. Because it's going to show that she and him, he messed with that little girl. Then the auntie and the grandmama are most likely going to lose their checks that they get for the other 6 kids in the house. So now the auntie and the grandmother worried about their checks being cut off. This is my opinion. So it's given, we got to do something with Naziah so these people don't know that this girl, that Jarvis was messing with this girl in our household, and he your man, and you had him in here. And all of us going to be in trouble. So what are we going to do? That's what it's given. The dark plan was, to me, my opinion. Okay? Because I'm going off of paper facts. And I'm going off of testimony facts that the grandmother and the auntie clearly didn't tell police to a whole 27 hours later, which gave Jarvis a whole hell of a lot of time to do whatever, whenever. So it's given, we don't want our checks to be messed up. If this girl, we can't take her because a lot of laws in different states where you can't really do that type of trying to, do away with kids or anything like that. So they had to come up with another plan. And that's when it was said in court about Jarvis was saying something about getting antifreeze for this type of thing. Okay? And, hey, Nazia's not here. Point blank, period. So it's given that the auntie, the grandmother, and Jarvis basically knew that all three of them would be in a whole lot of hot water, that the grandma would no longer be qualified for checks because most likely the kids would be taken from her if Nazia have a kid. Wow, that's what it's given. And I'm trying to figure out why haven't CPS stepped in anyway and get those remaining kids out of that house with the auntie and the grandmother until further investigation, because it clearly shows it was a lot going on inside that house, that Jarvis had access to a hell of a lot of kids, not only in Nazia's household, but in his other girlfriend's household as well. So why did CPS still letting them have the kids? Because according to the updates we have been seeing, the grandmother is still allowed to have the kids. Even though it's so many signs and she lied on the stand and all that stuff right there. But I'm really hoping that some of the flip-flop testimony that the grandmother gave on the stage and the flip-flop testimony that the auntie gave on the stand, I said stage, but on the stand, I'm really hoping that it opens up an investigation on that aunt and the grandmother. Yeah. And when we ride your bumper, usually it happens. Ask the Cowboy 6 in Shanquilla case. Yeah. Ask the dude in Ella Goody's case. Yeah. See, when we ride your bumper, we normally keep riding till some act right gets. So we still trying to figure out why the CPS hadn't took them kids, because it's quite, I mean, hey, it's too much evidence that they definitely needs to take the kids into further investigation and give them to other family members who can be trusted, or, somewhere where they're safe. Anyway, move on. This right here I wanted to show everybody. Remember when I told y'all that the grandma was acting like she couldn't see because she didn't have her glasses, right? But as y'all see, I wanted to show y'all different pictures that the grandmother don't have her glasses on. But when she got up there on the stand, she wanted to act like she didn't see Jarvis, which lets me know that she's still protecting Jarvis. My opinion, okay? And I told y'all that she didn't need them glasses because she went right there and walked all over that stand, signed her name, went up 2 steps to get on the stand and didn't fumble. And she sat down, didn't stumble, none of that stuff. Okay, so she really didn't need her glasses, but because it seems like Jarvis is a homie, that she didn't want to really say she saw Jarvis. It hurt her heart to see Jarvis in there like that, so she wanted to act like she didn't see Jarvis. That's another thing what tells me something is wrong, and that she most likely was a part of this dark plan of Jarvis. My opinion, okay? Because I'm a grandmother myself, and I could not see myself doing that at all. So these are pictures of the grandmother who do not have on glasses, okay? This is her right here at a family reunion taking pictures with her 2 twins. Shannon is the one that the tricycle chaser was going with and got 5 kids by, okay? But the point is, the mother took that picture, you don't see no glasses here at all. Then she did a press conference with the media, and then you see this little old smirk / smile on her face talking about Naziah. No damn remorse at all. But as she's doing this media conference talking to the people on the outside, news people, she has no glasses on there. Then they went to an event where her and Shannon had to dress up and all that stuff right there. And you'll see here in this picture, she has no glasses on, okay? So she can move very, very well without glasses, okay? But she tried to play in our face and act like she needed glasses, which we clearly know she does not need glasses to see any damn thing, okay? Now, she can move good enough to where she can see Jarvis, okay? Because she took these pictures and was smiling, and she was talking to the news people, looking dead at them, and she had no problem focusing and seeing on them, okay? Then you will see her walk in the stand at the courtroom at that preliminary hearing a couple of weeks ago, and just like always, she busts up in the joint with no glasses on, okay? That's her right there, because she really can see, okay? She had no problem with them. Now, she probably used them for reading, okay? But other than that, she good. So, she busts up in the joint at the preliminary hearing, and she has no glasses on. Then, when they asked her to identify Jarvis, all of a sudden, she got cataract. Okay, she can't see. She blind in both eyes and all that, and needs her glasses because she can't see. I'm just telling y'all how people play in our damn face. Okay, don't play with us, lady. Okay, because we will ride your bumper deep in the ditch. Okay, so, and we're gonna do that anyway during the trial as well. Anyway, so she didn't really need her glasses. I was just showing y'all how she play in our face. Now, this is one of Jarvis's. This is his fiance, okay? And I want y'all to hear something that the fiance said as well. But, because we didn't get to hear when I did the last video, we didn't get to go over what she said and what another one said. I just want y'all to listen to their testimony right quick. But anyway, as you see, when you walk into that courtroom to be that witness, you have to sign your name. That is what this lady is doing right now, signing her name. That's exactly what Naziah's grandmother had to do. She had to walk in there and sign her name on a piece of paper before she lift her hands up to be sworn in, okay? So that let us furthermore know that Naziah's grandmother did not need glasses to sign on that piece of paper. She signed her name just as good and good on that line. She did not come outside that line, none of that, because the people didn't say that she did, okay? So she signed her name down just like this lady here did with no problem without her glasses, okay? Because like I told y'all before, if you see right there, she did not have her glasses on when she first sat down. She could see all good, okay? So she signed her name just like this lady did with no problem. But when it came to Jarvis, she wanted to put her glasses on. Clear red flag. Anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that. And then right here, this is what, I want y'all to listen to what she said in her testimony. And after that, we will, I guess, close out. But I want y'all to hear what she said and then what another chick said. This is Jarvis' fiance. So Jarvis had a fiance, and he was also going with Naziah's auntie. Okay? So he had about 8 women. Okay? Then he had about 8, 9 women pregnant. He has 11 plus kids. Okay? All over the place. But let's hear what this lady here said about Jarvis.
Okay. At the same damn time.
Hold on. My bad, family.
Tiffany's done a lot of work.
Where is it at? 1581. Okay, Tashiana Davis is her name.
About someone by the name of Jarvis Butts. Do you know that person? Yes. And how do you know Mr. Butts?
This is the fiance.
And do you see Mr. Butts in the courtroom today? Yes. Could you point to him and identify the piece of clothing that he's wearing?
Just right there with the tie on.
For the record, the witness has identified the defendant, Jarvis Butts, in this matter.
So,
Thank you. And how long, you said he was your fiance.
yes.
How long in total have you known Mr. Butts?
4 years.
And-
Since 2019.
2019? Is that a yes?
Yes.
And when did you become engaged?
2023.
And can you tell us a little bit about the nature of that relationship? Do you have any children with him? Things like that?
No children.
Okay. And would Mr. Butts sometimes stay over at your house?
Yes.
How often would that happen?
Pretty often, but we didn't live together.
Okay. I want to take your attention back to January.
Now check out. She's his fiance. She said he came over to her house pretty often, but they didn't live together. Okay. Now check out what she said.
Of 2024 and February of 2024. But did there come a time when Jarvis Butts asked you to drive him to court?
Yes.
And when was that?
February 7th.
Of 24?
Yes.
And was there a time before that you had to drive him to court?
Yes.
And when was that?
January, I think it was the 9th.
Okay.
It was in January.
So you've at least driven him to court twice?
Yes.
And let's talk about the January 9th date that you drove him. What was the reason he wasn't driving himself? Why were you driving him?
Because he thought he was going to have to turn himself in for another case, and then they rescheduled it.
Okay, so on the 9th.
Okay, so check it out. On the 9th, that's when Naziah was missing. But Naziah was in school. Jarvis had a court case related to the pop-out charges, okay? Having one. Not that he pop-out nobody. He just had one, and he had to go to court for it. So he had her take him, this lady right here, his fiance, he had her take him to court. He thought he was going to have to stay. But then she said they rescheduled it. I think it was in that time that he went to court that he realized, or maybe his court-appointed lawyer or whatever told him that, man, it looked like they might try to give you 10 months, but, hey, since they rescheduled it, but it looked like they might give you a couple of months or whatever. This is when Jarvis realizes that, hey, they reschedule it, but when I go, they're going to make me do some time, and if I do time, that's going to leave this little girl out here with a bump in her stomach and gonna have it, and then I'm gonna be in trouble to where they ain't gonna never let me go. Okay? So check out what she says.
He was supposed to turn himself in, but didn't actually end up doing that.
Correct.
Okay. And then on the 7th, did he ask you to drive him to court again?
Yes.
And what was the reason that you drove him to court on the 7th?
Because he was supposed to turn himself in.
And did he end up turning himself in on the 7th?
Yes.
Okay. When you were driving him on the 7th of February 2024, first, what kind of car do you drive?
Now she took him, they talk about February. After that, Naziah is missing and gone. But she took him to court January the 9th, the same day that he was with Naziah that evening, and she disappeared. Okay? But his thing was rescheduled to February. Okay? February the 7th, 2024. So when he left out of that courtroom January the 9th, he knew then that his court thing was rescheduled to the next month, February 2024. February 7th, 2024. And he knew that he was going to have to do about 10 months up in there. So when they rescheduled it, it gave him time to do what he had to do with Naziah. So when he go to jail, it won't never come out that this little girl had a baby bump. Okay? So, check it out. And that's when he did what he did to Naziah after he left that court hearing and they rescheduled it. He did, after that evening, he did what he did with Naziah. And then the next month, he went on to court. And then they did keep him. Okay? They kept him. And when they kept him in February, that's when he was getting word in there that 5-0 was on his butt about Naziah's disappearance. That's when he started calling his partner saying, hey, man, get that phone, get rid of this, get rid of that, all that stuff. Okay? Now.
2005 Suburban.
And what color is it?
Tan.
And when you were driving him to court, who else was with you, if anyone?
Nobody.
Just you and Mr. Butts?
Yes.
And when you were driving to court, did you ask him about his cell phone?
Yes.
What did you ask him?
I said, where's your phone?
And what was his response when you asked him that question?
He left it at home.
And did you have any other conversation?
Now, he told her he left his phone at home. But in all actuality, he lied. Because remember, he stashed his phone in her car in the back seat somewhere. And then that's when he called his homeboy and said, hey, he called his homeboy from jail and said, hey, get some kind of way, get Natasha up at your spot. And then I want you to get that phone. Act like you just want to check the car. And then get that phone up out of there for me. And then get rid of it. You know, whatever. Okay? So, now check it out.
Regarding his phone on the 7th when you were driving into court.
Mm-hmm.
And when did he, you said he did turn himself in?
Yes.
And so you drove back home, correct?
Yes.
Did you eventually have some contact with the police department?
Yes.
And where were you when you had that contact?
In the hospital.
And what did they ask you about generally?
Did I know anything about a missing child?
And do you know anything about missing child?
No.
Did they ask you about his cell phone?
Yeah, I believe so.
And did you know or have any reason to believe, other than what Jarvis told you, that his phone was someplace else?
No.
And did you know that his phone was in your car?
No.
Did you give permission to the police to search your car?
No, they just came and took it.
They had a search warrant?
Yeah.
Okay. And were you present at your house when they came and took your car?
No.
And did you observe them search through your car and pull anything out?
No.
Oh. May I have one moment, Judge?
Yes.
Now, y'all see how he lied and said his phone was at home, but it was in her car.
For 4 years?
Yes.
And would you communicate with him via cell phone?
Yes.
And do you know the last 4 digits of his phone number? If you remember.
Nine.
If you don't remember.
I don't remember.
Okay. With looking at text messages, refresh your memory?
Yes.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
You can just look at the phone numbers on
The first one.
And does that refresh your memory?
Yes.
And what were the last 4 digits of Jarvis Butts' phone number?
8719.
At some point after you dropped Jarvis Butts off at the courthouse and he turned himself in, did you go to his place of employment at 9,000 Connors?
No.
Okay. Did you ever talk to his business partner, Cordell Ray?
No.
Okay.
Now check that out, family. He asked her, did you ever go to his place of business after he was locked up? Did you go to his business partner's spot, which is Jarvis and his business partner's mechanic shop? She said no. She said, well, did you see his business partner anytime when he was locked up? She said no. Remind you, the business partner clearly said in his testimony, he asked me to look in Natasha's car and see and get the phone out of there. And they asked him, did you do it and was you successful? He said, yeah, I looked in it, but I was unsuccessful in finding it. Now, she's saying, that nigga ain't never been in my car. I ain't never been over there. I ain't never, unless he went in her car at nighttime with a spare key. She's saying she ain't never took that car over there. He's saying she did, and he looked through it. But he couldn't find the phone. That's what the business partner said. On the stand. Cordell. So, see, this is what I'm saying. about the dark plan. Okay? Because he clearly said that Naziah was with him and Jarvis. They took a Jaguar back to the lady after they fixed the Jaguar. And then the lady and said that, yeah, Naziah did come over there. She said it on the stand. Naziah came, dropped off the Jaguar with Jarvis Cardell, the business partner. And it was Naziah. And Naziah came in the house and sat down and all that stuff. Around about 6, 7 o'clock at night. But she just said, because Jarvis put the phone in her car and stashed it, called his business partner on the jail call. I let y'all hear that in the last video. And the business partner said, okay. Then when the business partner got on the stand, he said he did look in her car. She did. He was able to go in there and look in it, and it wasn't no phone in there. But the police found the phone. So my thing is the business partner lying about her coming up there, or is she lying about going up there? And for some reason, I believe her. Because of the way she was looking them in their eye, she was answering the questions, she wasn't holding anything back.
Good morning, Ms. Davis. You met Mr. Butts at Frank's garage, is that right? Yes. And that's where Mr. Butts was working about 4 years ago.
Yes.
You were taking your car there?
Yes.
And I think in your words you said you kind of never left after you met him. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
You guys got along really well?
Yes.
And you just kind of started a relationship from there?
Yes.
Would you go up to the garage after that relationship started?
Yes.
Kind of just to drop in?
Yes.
At any point in time while you were at Frank's garage, did you ever see any children there? Is it fair to say that Mr. Butts was very protective of his phone around you?
Yes.
He would never let you see his phone screen, wouldn't give you access, certainly didn't give you his passcode or anything. In fact, you actually actively tried to get into his phone, right?
Yes.
I think you had mentioned that when he was sleeping, you tried to kind of wave it in front of him to see if that would unlock it. You took a picture of his face once and tried to put the screens together. So you wanted to know what was in his phone.
Yes.
Okay, so my thing right there, family, why is it that the women, come on now, we got to do better. Why is it some of us now, but why is it that you say you don't trust a man, but you his fiance, and then you trying to get in his phone, he won't let you look at his phone, he won't let you have his phone, he won't let you have a password to his phone, he won't let you near that phone no type of way. Okay, well, fine and good. But if you're not feeling it being like that, why are you still there? I mean, I'm just asking the question. You clearly hear this lady on the stand saying, you have took a picture of his face while he sleep, trying to unlock his phone, like face recognition, and it unlocks the phone. She done tried using his face while he sleep to get into his phone. She done tried all type of passwords trying to get in his phone. If you trying to do all that, that means you don't trust the man. Why are you still with the man? If you got to do all that, that's stressful as hell. But then you have some women who say every day they doing all that stuff while the man sleep, trying to get in his phone because she don't trust the man and she don't kind of trust how he acting and he ain't probably treating her right and he ain't doing this and he ain't doing that. But she steady when he fall asleep trying to get into his phone. That's too much like stress to me. I'm just saying, that's just me. If you got to go through all that, then wonder why the next morning your ass got a headache. Oh, my head hurt. Oh, good, honey, I was up all night. I don't know what's wrong with me. My stomach hurt, my head hurt, my ass hurt, my arms hurt, everything hurt. Maybe it's because you stressed out because you with somebody you really don't trust, but you want to stay with them even though you don't trust them and you know that they playing around on you, but you want to still be the one. one. You still want to be the one, but you still want to go all up in his phone and try to take pictures of him while he sleep and all that stuff. And if he say, I don't want you in my phone, then he don't want you in his phone. What's so stressful about it? You gonna make it stressful because you know his ass is most likely doing something he ain't supposed to do, or he ain't shit. Why are women going through all this? That's just my point. You have an agreement with your partner. Either you have access to each other's phone or you don't. Okay. Leave it at that. But if you are so stressed out about that damn phone, but that person say, no, you ain't getting my phone, and you still trying to break in the phone, why are you with that person? Damn. We got to do better. You know? If a person give you their password and say, okay, we got access to each other's phone, okay, well, fine and good. If they say, nah, we ain't got access to each other's phone, that's well, fine and good. But if it's stressing you out to the point that you got to be waving the phone in his face while he sleep, or going in his back pocket and trying to find codes and shit, then you don't need to be with that person. Wow. Boy.
And he did not want you to know what was in his phone, as far as you know? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Did you ever talk to him about why he was so secretive with his phone?
Yes.
And does it have something to do with the fact that he was seeing other ladies?
Yes.
And you suspected that at the time?
Yes.
And so that...
Well, I be damned. She done sat right up there and said she was trying to get in his phone because he knew he was messing with other ladies. Yes. Oh, so you knew he was messing with other ladies? Yes. Oh, so you wanted to get in his phone because you knew that he had other women? Yes. What is going on around here? Girl! Man! So you knew he was messing around with other women, and you still want to get in the phone. What you want to do? Talk to the other women? For what? It ain't the other woman's fault that he messing with them. You the one that know he messing with other women. So either you gonna agree that he can mess with other women, or you don't agree that he mess with other women. If you don't agree that he mess with other women, then you need to kick rocks and go. It's time for you to leave. If you the type of woman that don't want your man messing around with other women, but you know he messing around with other women, how do you know he messing with other women? Because he about told you. Yeah. You knew he was messing with other women? Yeah. Well, why is you there? What, you ain't had no business with his phone. What, you want to talk to the other women? Women, we got to do better. We got to do better. Now, if you know this man got other women and you ain't with that, then you got to move on and find you somebody else who just wants simply you. But you stressing and losing weight and not eating and headaches and backaches and ass aches and all that, and you clearly having them for something that you already know. He messing around. He got other women. Wow. Anyway. That go for the men too. Know the female messing around, and you still trying to snoop up in her stuff, and you know she got another dude or 2 or 3 dudes she messing with, but you still want to try to hold on to her. Why? It's somebody out there for everybody. Now, you might have to travel a little while or something like that because, you know, everybody, some people in little towns, some people in big towns. But you might have to travel a little bit, but there's somebody out there for you.
That's why you were looking for proof? Correct. Okay.
Better than that shit.
So even though you suspected that Mr. Butts was unfaithful to you, you still stayed with him?
Yes.
What?
One reason for that is because he was good with the kids?
Yes.
He cared for your kids?
Yes.
He took them places?
Yes.
Now remind y'all, she said she stayed with this man because he took her kids places, and those kids ain't even his kids, okay? But she liked him because he treated her kids well. Well, if he treating you like shit and treating your kids good, that's a red flag. That means he got more interest in the kids than you. That is a red flag, and we already said this man is a tricycle chaser. Come on now. Come on now.
Took your son up to the shop. He showed him how to change the oil in the car.
Correct.
And you viewed him as a good father figure.
Yes.
Did you ever see anything inappropriate or that would cause you to see a red flag with regard to him and your children?
No.
Did you ever see him acting inappropriately with any other children?
No.
Certainly, if you had, you would not have allowed him in your house.
Absolutely not.
Okay, family. That's all I want y'all to hear on that one. I'll let y'all hear the other one that found Naziah glasses in her car. But this right here is totally unacceptable. I don't know why this girl here was going through all that mess with this thing right here and talking about, oh, well, because he was treating my kids right. And he was giving my kids attention and all that stuff. He's giving the kids attention and being with the kids, but not you. Then she had the nerve to say that they asked her, he come over to her house? And she said, yeah, but he leave every night at 2 a.m. in the morning. If he do come, he come around 10 o'clock at night, and he only stays until 2. That's only 4 hours. So you his fiance, and he leaves your house at 2 o'clock in the morning every morning. He can't let the son catch his trifling ass. What is wrong with that? Check this out.
About how often would Mr. Butts stay with you on any given week?
Maybe like twice.
Were they like the same days, or was it random?
Random.
Okay. About what time would he come over?
After his work hours. After like 6 o'clock.
Okay, so you think he would come kind of straight from work?
No, he would probably do something else and then be there later on in the night.
Okay, so closer to like 9, 10?
Yes.
Okay. Would he stay the night with you?
Till about 2 o'clock in the morning, 3, and then he would leave.
Okay. Do you know how he would get to your home?
So he leave about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. He come over to her house 2 days a week, and then he leave about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's a red flag right there. The fool can't let the sun hit him on his ass. So he leaves you because he can't be seen with you in the daytime. Okay? He cannot let the sun rise at your house with him there. No, he got to leave. And we also do know that a lot of text messages that he was sending baby girl Naziah was around 2 a.m. in the morning, and he had to hit the house, and then she would say she's in the basement, or he would tell her to go to the basement when he go over there and see her auntie. He would go over there at 2 o'clock in the morning because he know her aunt. He done left your house, and at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, goes over to Shannon's house, and then he goes over to Shannon's house with Naziah somewhere around there in the basement sleep. And then he goes in there, Shannon is asleep. And he goes right downstairs and tippy-toe to a child. How demonic and trifling. That's all I can take for today with this right here, family. Lord have mercy. Let me give my shout-outs and my donations. Shout out. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who donated. Cooking with Frank, thank you so much for all the donations that you have given to the channel. I appreciate it. Y'all please go check out Cooking with Frank. Awesome content, great content creator. He have so many nice things. He also have a horror channel too. Y'all check out his horror channel. And Cooking with Frank, if you're still in the chat, drop the link to your horror channel so people know where that is as well. Okay? And I also want to give a shout out to Kenneth Dawkins for your donation. Thank you so much for yours. Bay Solo, thank you for your donations as well. Y'all generosity is greatly appreciated. Rain Tree 81, thank you for your donation. God's Child A. Kabara 4572. Thank you so much for your donations. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you all. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to our awesome moderators. Thank you to our subscribers, our old subscribers, our new subscribers. Thank you all for the support that you show our channel. Please subscribe to the channel. If you're not a subscriber already, it's a great way to support the channel. Please hit that like button. I rarely ever say that. I just be hoping that it's in y'all heart to just click the like button anyway. Thank y'all so much for the support. It is greatly appreciated. It couldn't happen without you all. I will talk to y'all. I know the next video I have will be that Miss Lightfoot report as well. And I'm going to touch on Shanquilla. And I also want y'all to hear one more testimony regarding Naziah case. Okay? Thank y'all so much. Love, hugs to you all. Gain knowledge to prevent blockage. And we all know what that means. The more you know, the harder it is for anybody to block y'all from your goals and success. Bye-bye.